Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So for this video right here, I'm going to talk about Stormy Daniels' interview on 60 Minutes. Now, I didn't get a chance to see the entire interview. I saw clips of it on CNN and also on the Today Show. And I just want to talk about the segments that I saw and just share my thoughts about this in general. Now, most people know what this situation is about. This porn star, Stormy Daniels, says that she had an affair with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has denied it. Also, Donald Trump's attorney paid $130,000 to this woman to keep her from talking about this affair. Because as you know, he was running for president. Donald Trump was running for president, and this would have damaged his campaign. So his attorney paid off $130,000 to silence this woman. Now, again, as I said before, Donald Trump denies that he had an affair, but the mere fact that his own attorney would pay out that kind of money indicates that there had to have been some kind of affair. Nobody shells out that kind of money if there was no affair. Nobody would do that. That doesn't even make any kind of sense. Number two, Donald Trump has not called this woman a liar. He has not trashed this woman in social media like he does with everybody else. So if this woman was lying, the first thing that he would do is get on social media and, trash this woman, go in on this woman. And her attorney was on the Today Show, and he basically challenged Donald Trump to call her a liar. Because, her attorney knows that the minute that Donald Trump does that, he's going to have a defamation lawsuit on his hands. Now, during the interview, they asked her if she had, any kind of evidence of this affair, like any emails or any photographs or videos or anything like that. And she said that on advice of her counsel, she wasn't going to provide information about that. And her attorney was on the Today Show basically saying that he's not going to provide any information about that at this moment. He doesn't want to show his hand, so to speak, before matters intensify or before there's further litigation. But he did post on, I think it was on Twitter or Instagram, a photograph of a CD trying to suggest that he has some kind of video evidence of an affair. So it's really interesting what's going on. But the fact of the matter is, Donald Trump, he's quick to bash any and everybody, but he hasn't trashed this woman as an outright liar. Now, through the White House, they have made statements denying an affair, but they haven't trashed this woman. They haven't accused her of lying and all this and that. So I think that that's a telltale sign that there may be some ring of truth to this whole thing. Now, the reason why this whole thing becomes significant is there's a couple of reasons. Number one, there's an issue about whether or not the $130,000 that Trump's attorney gave to this woman to silence her violated campaign financing laws and all that kind of stuff. Whether or not that was a quid pro quo that wasn't documented as required under the law. So that's why this whole thing is significant. And in fact, one thing that comes out about this is that this affair allegedly occurred like shortly after Donald Trump's wife gave birth to their son. So it just shows you his character, man. It really shows you a lot about his character. And as I've said before, it's just a shame that that the religious right rallies behind a man that doesn't live up to these family values that the religious right claims to value so much. So that's one thing. And then another thing that makes this thing significant is the fact that this woman accuses Donald Trump's people of threatening her. She said that a man basically approached her and told her that it would be horrible if something were to happen to her, since she's a mother. And this person was talking to her and basically telling her, it would be horrible if something were to happen to to the mother, as he was looking at this woman's daughter. So that is very significant. Like, she wasn't able to identify who this person was. She says that she could remember what he looks like if she sees a picture of this person. So that is very damaging to the Trump administration. If someone from Trump's camp actually did threaten this woman, then that's a violation of the law. And that, you know, that could jeopardize Donald Trump's position, you know, even though it took place before he was elected, from what I understand. And she claims that she was pressured into signing a statement denying that an affair took place. So that's a very serious allegation, you know, a very serious matter. And that's why this stuff matters. You know, it also matters because it goes to character, you know, with respect to truthfulness. I mean, we know that Donald Trump lies time and time again, you know, and I think that he's lying about this whole situation. Now, there was something that came up during the interview. You know, they tried to bring up the point, like on the Today Show, they were talking about similarities between what Stormy Daniels said about her encounter with Donald Trump and what this other woman said about her encounter with Donald Trump. This ex-Playboy model, Karen McDougal, basically said similar things about what Donald Trump said to her. Both of them basically said that Donald Trump compared them to his daughter and said that they were smart and all this and that. And, you know, there's really something creepy about that. But before I get into the creepy aspect of it, you know, they were trying to suggest on the Today Show that perhaps this woman, Stormy Daniels, listened to the other interview and basically used some of the same talking points from the other person's interview in her interview. But then it was pointed out by Stormy Daniels' attorney that Stormy Daniels had done this interview on 60 Minutes like before McDougal did her interview, but it just aired recently. So I thought that that was an interesting point. But in terms of the creepiness factor, I mean, the fact that this man is having affairs with women that he says remind him of his daughters, that sounds disgusting to me. You know, that sounds like incest to me. And that's, I mean, it just sounds sick. And then, you know, there are pictures of him with his daughter. And then, you know, he also, you know, pictures of him with his daughter that we're talking about, you know, that are sexually suggestive. And I may use one of those as a screenshot for this video, or thumbnail or whatever for this video. I may do that or not. But or I may post a link in the description box to some articles about that. And also, you all know that Donald Trump has been on, like, I think it was one of these shows, Howard Stern. Yeah, he was on Howard Stern years ago, and he had no problem with Howard Stern referring to Donald Trump's daughter as a piece of ass or something like that. So those statements, you know, where he's comparing these women that he's having affairs with to his own daughter, that's disgusting, man. That's sickening. I mean, and that should just be common sense. But this is the man that the religious right has rallied behind. So, you know, those are my thoughts. Tell me what y'all think. What did y'all think about the interview? If you saw it, you know, let me know in the comment section. Also, I wanted to let you all know that I will probably do a video. It's probably going to be this evening, late this evening, talking about the March for Our Lives and what I think about that movement and, you know, what those young people did in Washington, D.C. So y'all look out for that. And again, I want to remind people that yesterday I was on O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel. We had a Google Hangout, and I was debating with this guy, Anthony Brian Logan, and this other guy, Brandon Tatum, you know, these two far-right conservatives. You know, I might as well say, I mean, they're basically coons. So I was debating against those guys. So I encourage you all to check it out. When I get a chance, I'll post the link in the description box again. So with that, I'm going to say peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I hope you have a great day.